What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming Without Parole. Sitting across from me this week is Dezrah.
And sitting across from me is Brian Paul.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back to my bedroom.
Hey.
The creepiest place on earth.
Well, second.
That's what the advertisements say. What's the first?
Actual
Disney?
There's this place in Disney World. I do love Disney World, but yeah, there's a place where the bad kids go.
Should we not talk about it?
Well, yeah, you know what? You don't mess with the mouse, so.
Yeah, Disney's got some kick-ass lawyers.
I speak with love. Okay.
What's up, Walt? Des, interesting topic this week. We decided to...
That's what you tell me?
Yeah, well, we decided to talk about games that people buy no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I sort of took that literally. I decided to take the stance of these are games that people buy no matter what.
Okay.
I'm not people.
You're not people.
No, I am Brian Paul from Without Parole Games. Follow me at That Would Be Dark.
He is not people. He does not like people.
No, I don't. I try to separate myself from people as much as possible. There's a lot of alliteration going on here. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So although there are games that I buy no matter what, or maybe used to buy no matter what, the things I was thinking about were like the 2D Castlevania games.
Okay.
Like when they got good.
Yeah.
Like there was Castlevania 1, 2, and 3 on the NES, and even Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo,
right.
And then there's like the Rondo of Blood on the Turbo or the PC Engine. But when it got really good was Symphony of the Night on PlayStation 1.
That was a very good game.
Right? Oh, missed that. What's up, Richter? Alucard, actually, right?
Alucard.
Right.
Alucard.
So those games actually kind of continued on in the Game Boy Advance and the DS. There were 6 games, I think, combined between the two systems. Starting with I think Circle of the Moon and going all the way. I don't even want to pretend like I know all the names because they all sound kind of similar.
Yeah.
So I'd get them wrong. But yeah, between the Game Boy Advance games and DS games and Symphony of the Night, there were 7 amazing 2D Castlevania games, and then Konami decided to make them 3D kind of God of War ripoffs.
And
now I will not buy those no matter what.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Konami. You did it again.
Hooray! You ruined your product. Well, you know, it's funny. That's a common trend in a lot of these things. And when we talked about this, I kind of took the idea of what game series do I buy no matter what?
Right.
Like, these are my favorite game series, and I don't care as long as it has the name of this thing slapped on it. I'm interested. And
so you're buying Metal Gear Survive?
No. Me and Kojima, that's Kojima, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Not anymore,
No.
because he's not in Konami anymore.
That's right.
But in this, Metal Gear Survive will be the first non-Kojima Konami Metal Gear game.
Oh, maybe I'll check it out then.
No, it looks awful.
Oh, really?
Don't buy it no matter what.
Well, it's just personal beef with me and Kojima. He knows what he did.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Do I have to find another new host?
Could you imagine if that was actually true?
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, sorry, Brian, I really pissed off Kojima once at a con. So, yeah. No, it's none of that is true. But one of the series I was, I'm going to buy no matter what is Halo.
Oh, okay.
And actually, to the point where, I think we talked about it a little bit in an earlier episode, but I was a console game along with everyone else until Super Nintendo. Then I went into PC gaming.
Right.
Because, it's like I'm sick of catching up with that. The games I could play at the time were so much better, or at least I thought. And I was super excited about this new game from Bungie called Halo.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is being developed. We saw some screenshots. This thing looks beautiful. And then, poof. It just went away. What happened? Well, what happened was that Microsoft bought Bungie. And Microsoft had their nice shiny new toy, the Xbox, coming out. And they wanted to turn this Halo game into a launch title. And so the Halo was the reason I got back into console gaming in a lot of ways. Because I was so excited about it on the PC that I was like, well, I have to check it out. And it was
Good job,
was worth
Bungie.
it. You know what? And it worked. It's a fantastic game. If rewind now, Halo has is very well known, very popular, kind of I don't want to say mundane, but it's been around a bit. But at the time when Halo came out for console, it was one of the best looking first person shooters. The fact that the combat, you only had 2 weapons you could choose from, switch back and forth to.
Right.
So it sounds like, oh well, isn't that boring? But actually, the simplicity of it makes you have to think, you have to choose which weapons you're gonna carry around.
Yeah.
And then Halo 2 just improved a lot of the issues with Halo 1. Halo 3 was great. And through it all, though, what got me going back was the story. You know, it wasn't the deepest story, or there weren't, you know, Master Chief, as cool as he looks, really isn't the deepest character.
Right.
But the world it was set in, you know, I'm a huge science fiction nut. The creators themselves have actually said that they were inspired by, you know, obviously Larry Niven's Ringworld, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of, but also Ian Banks' culture novels, which are two of my favorite things to read. And you can see that the world they build was great. It was really interesting, and even though you didn't get a lot from the story, you know, you got sucked in. So I was super excited, and you know, and then I actually came to a realization today as I was doing research for this. Some weird little part of my brain, I don't know why, thought that Halo 4 was for the Xbox One. I don't know what had happened. You know, I should clarify for the viewer at home who doesn't know this. I deliberately stay about a generation behind on consoles. Mm-hmm. One, to save myself a ton of money, and two, so I can stay away from, you know, the hype. You know, I don't want to be going out and buying a game just because it's the newest, shiniest thing. You know, if I, if I'm dropping the money on a game, I want to make sure it's been tested and people say, you know what, this is still a great game. Yeah. And I found 3 or 4 years is a good window to wait.
I mean, that's smart. It's the smart way to go. I mean, when people pick up like a PS4 and Xbox One now, which is right around, you're getting to the right window. Mm-hmm. I think they're about to hit 3 years. Is that right?
Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I mean, so many, like, not just launch games, but so many of the great games. I mean, like Bloodborne, $20. Mm-hmm. You know, and pick up Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, $20, yep. Maybe 10. There are a ton of amazing games, and yeah, I mean, save yourself a small fortune and do it. But now that you're aware...
Now that I'm aware, as soon as this is over, I'm going to be going and picking up a copy of Halo 4. And you know what? Paying probably $20 for it, brand new. Yeah. But the greater point is, you know, now, I think we're going to get into a situation where Halo 4 wasn't created by Bungie. It's the first non-Bungie game. It was made by 343 Studios. But 343 Studios is headed by the creative director of Bungie, or at least it was.
Okay.
So, you know, maybe there's some hope there. No spoilers in the comments. I want to kind of discover it on my own.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's funny because, you know, this happened with Naughty Dog recently. You know, Amy Hennig, amazing creative talent there. Mm-hmm. She's the writer, I believe, of all of the original 1, 2, 3 Uncharted games.
Okay, yeah.
She left, and apparently there was like this big, you know, dramatic exit where she left, and I think ended up Visceral Games, some people who made Dead Space, I believe, if I got that right. Yep. And now she's making a Star Wars game. So when Uncharted 4 came out recently, she left like in the middle of that all. So everyone was like, is this going to have like the same feel? So I'm curious to know what you think of Halo 4, if it does have the same feel. Naughty Dog and Bungie, or 343, these are not small studios.
No.
So it's I have a hard time believing that like the essence could disappear because a few people changed their roles. There's so many people working on them, and also, I mean, the numbers don't lie. I was looking this up. This kind of blew me away. So to put this in context, right now the highest grossing film as of this afternoon, when I look at the highest grossing film of all time is Avatar. Okay, $2.7 billion. Whoa.
Gross, and this is just theater sales. This isn't DVDs. This isn't anything. 400 domestic grossing, 2.7 billion. The highest movie of all time, adjusted for inflation, is Gone with the Wind, $3.4 billion.
Okay.
The Halo series, all the games added up together, has made $3.4 billion. So, Halo, the Halo series itself has sold more than the highest grossing film of all time.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously they're doing something. They've captured something.
Yeah.
With the but
see, and that's cool and all. But I feel like if it was one game, like Gone with the Wind was one movie.
That's true.
Then these would be a little more comparable.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cheating a little bit, but
it is. I'm not putting that in comparison. I'm just saying.
I would say, you know, I do mostly, when I'm talking about Halo, the games I'm buying are the ones that are involve the main storyline of the Flood and all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
there are some real-time strategy games which I've tried out. Halo Wars, it was all right, and then there's ODST and Reach, and those are nice. But for me, I'm the kind of person who I'll go see the Star Wars movies. I'm not going to read all the novels.
Okay.
All the extended universe. I want to see the main storyline that the creators intended, and I don't really need all that kind of extra stuff.
Do you, seeing as you're a few years behind the rest of the world as far as these games are concerned,
and many other things.
Sure. Do you ever get into multiplayer? When by the time you get around to these games, are there people playing online?
Yeah, occasionally actually. It's funny. I was actually fired up Halo 2 a little while ago, and there were still some people playing Halo 2 multiplayer.
That's impressive.
Yeah, not many, but the other thing is I'm not a huge multiplayer fan, and that may be why this whole situation works for me. I don't like being yelled at by 12-year-olds. Say get good. It's like, well, I have a job and a mortgage and things like that, and I have other things to do. But that's why these story games are kind of important to me, because I like playing through the story rather.
I agree with you. I'm just not a competitive multiplayer person anyway. Regardless of the people online who are playing or anything. The story is what's important for me. And
one addendum to that though, with the whole Halo thing, I actually just introduced my kids to Halo. Actually, the first one, because my son is 7. And he was just, wants to kind of experiment with more other games. And it's like, well, Halo, especially the first one's not like super violent. All the alien blood is, different colors. So it's like, you know what, we'll give this a try. And we've had a blast with me and my son and my daughter playing multiplayer on our screen with the original Halo 1. And I think that brings back to like the old days of, playing GoldenEye, things like that. You and your friends in a room together playing. Not dissing, I totally get like people who play multiplayer online with their friends who are like spread out all over the world. That's fantastic. I had a friend who was his brother was in the Marines, and they would get together and play like once a week as far as his brother's schedule would allow.
Sure.
So I totally get that, but I think there's something missing about you and your friends on the couch like playing where you can just like, oh, you hit me with the blue shell.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. Mario Kart, GoldenEye.
Right.
The N64 as a whole, really. GameCube. These are systems designed for couch co-op or couch multiplayer. And those, I do miss those days. Like, I remember spending a lot of time in my college dorm room playing, Tekken 3, I guess, was the one at the time. And we would just play for hours. We'd have like tournaments and just passing the controllers around the room. It was good times, and that did not carry over online for me personally. But yeah, I totally get it. I don't like other people very much, as we've already discussed. So moving on to a series of games that is mind-bogglingly still going on, despite the fact that unlike the Halo games, a lot of these games have not been well received.
Okay.
I'm talking, of course, about the one, the only, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, well, I can answer that.
But yes.
Oh yeah, DeviantArt. That's all. Just Sonic and DeviantArt, and
so moving on.
And just search that and have some bleach by your table to kind of wash out your eyes afterwards. Wow. There is.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, there is a bizarre this isn't just like one crazy person doing this.
Yeah.
There's like a whole meme or trend of impregnated Sonic.
Stop looking.
Yeah. Are we actually going to? Yeah. Don't.
No, I'm not putting anything up there because it's a family show we're doing.
Like seriously, like impregnated Sonic with like religious verses, and it's a bizarre. Yeah. So there's like this really fetishy Sonic subculture.
It's fetishy. And it's popular in that subculture because for some reason Sonic is like embedded into so many kids' childhoods. Now, Sonic was a huge part of my childhood. Sonic was the reason I got a Sega Genesis instead of a Super Nintendo.
Isn't he the reason anyone got a Sega Genesis?
Right? And I remember I was at the store and the guy's trying to convince me. He's like, no, for your money, you want the Super Nintendo. You're going to love all these Squaresoft RPGs. And I'm like, but this one has Sonic.
Yeah.
And that was it for me.
Echo?
I don't even think yet.
Oh.
Yeah. This was Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
Okay.
Echo is not quite around yet. And so I bought a system for one game, and I've regretted it ever since. But at the time, Sonic 1 was awesome. That theme music is still stuck in my head from when I was like 12.
It is right now.
Yep.
And his spinning sound.
Yep.
I have that.
Yep. And I mean, yeah. God, I could talk about Sonic all day, because Sonic 1, I mean, I thought was fun, and it was the graphics were big, and everything kind of moved in this cool way, and it was sort of like an arcade game that got morphed into a platformer. Visually stunning. I was super into it. Like, I can't lie, it was awesome.
It was.
And then I think Sonic 2 improved on the formula. Even gave you like that split screen 2-player mode, which looked awful. Like everything was just kind of scrunched. It looked real bad. And then, so Sonic, let's just do this quick little list here. Sonic 1 came out in 1991. Wow. Then there was, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
And then there was Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Knuckles and Sonic. There was Sonic CD, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic 1, 2, Sonic Chaos, and Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble. All of those games on the Game Gear.
Game Gear.
Sonic Drift on the Game Gear.
What are we talking about? Game Gear?
This is 11 Sonic games between 1991 and 1994. So in 3 years, Sega pushed out the door 11 Sonic games. Now, the fact that there wasn't market saturation at that point, where everyone was just like, I'm sick of this.
That's crazy.
Is unbelievable.
How?
But in all fairness, Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, and everyone seems to love Sonic CD. I can't figure it out. It's total garbage. Everyone loves those games. Like, there is a lot of love for those original games.
That's a pretty good batting average for cramming that many games out in that short of a time. That's to have a few of them, even one of them be a classic.
In the Game Gear, for being as underpowered as it is, for those Sonic games to be halfway decent, which they are only halfway decent. Trust me, I've played them all. It's a little impressive. It's a little impressive. And then things start getting weird after that. There was Tails Adventure and Tails Sky Patrol, which obviously Sega wanted to get even more Sonic games out there, but by spinning off Tails. Those came out both in 1995 on the Game Gear. Then there was Knuckles Chaotix, which was a 32X game.
Mm-hmm.
Bad move. Real bad move. You're trying to sell your 32X, and you didn't even get Sonic in your game. And just to make things worse, this is not a game about speed. This is a game. Have you played Knuckles Chaotix?
I have not, because Knuckles just did not appeal to me.
See what I'm saying here? See all this back here? You always play as two characters, and you're tethered together with this rubber band, and it keeps you from going fast at all. It keeps the game from being fun. There's a mechanic there, but it's not fun.
So, if you haven't played this, a good analogy: you play Super Smash Bros. Melee. Does anyone ever choose Ice Climbers?
Well, not anymore, because they got rid of them.
Yeah, but
is that why they got rid of them? Because no one ever played as them.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you? Yeah. Two characters tethered together, never a good idea.
Bad idea. And then, like, to make things even worse, Sonic 3D Blast on the Genesis and Sega Saturn.
That I remember.
Yeah, it was like isometric. It was like labyrinthy. It was real bad.
Yeah. Sonic, it should be about speed.
Yeah. Yep. Oh God, I don't even know where we are now. Another missed opportunity, because I mean, to put out this generic Sonic game on the Saturn, everyone's waiting for a 3D Sonic game. Yep. Sonic Extreme, that never happened. So then there was Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3. This was all on the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Now these games, these are special.
These are special.
Yeah,
like special short bus special, or
no, really special.
Okay.
Like, I think these games, like the animation is awesome, and it's not just like rehashed animation from the Genesis days. Like Sonic and all the other characters you can play as, they were just cool, man. Like they were kind of like redrawn, and the animation was cooler, and there's a lot of good stuff going on. And when I look at those games, I was like, man, Sonic's coming back.
Yeah.
But I think I jumped ahead. Because
I'm very excited. They were special.
Yeah, I did, because a lot of the characters in those Sonic Advance games were actually from Sonic Adventure, which came out in 1999 on the Dreamcast. Now, everyone loves those games too. There's two of them on the Dreamcast, and both of those I think got ported to the GameCube.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
not good. These games weren't even that great at launch. The camera was super out of control.
Oh my gosh, I remember that now. Yes. Oh, you couldn't do anything in that game.
No. It was a total mess.
Right. Yeah, you take off, and next thing you know, you completely lost control of where your character is.
Yep.
And because you can't see where he's going or where he's been, it's just
The stages were divided up into like adventure segments and speed segments, and it felt disjointed, and I think exactly what it was. Yeah, I mean, bad all of you for thinking it's so good. And I think where the Genesis games were my childhood, the adventure games on Dreamcast, that's where all this DeviantArt is coming from. When kids were young in 1999, when the Dreamcast came out.
Yeah, that'd be about the right time. But man, that's
because kids are the only people who can look past all those faults. So when you're a kid, you're like, oh, this game is great, and you just get used to the idea that the control sucks and that the camera sucks, and you're so used to it.
You don't know any better.
You don't.
Yeah.
We're just being mean now.
Well, no, I mean, we watched Transformers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know?
Oh, yeah.
Right, and G.I. Joe were like, those are the best things ever, and you go back and watch them now. It's like, oh, what was I thinking? I mean, I think Thundercats.
So good, but not at all, really.
No.
So
although I will defend Chitara to my death. She's amazing.
Oh well, I was partial to Lion-O, but I mean, I was 5.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right,
it's good.
Yeah. Snarf.
Different. No.
So
that must never be spoken again.
Never. So we get it. When you're a kid, like, you think things are more impressive. I beg all of you to go back and check these games out again and see what they really were. What they really were is really rough. I'm just gonna blast through the rest of these here. There was Sonic Rush on the DS, Sonic Rush Adventure on the DS, 2007. Sonic Jam we talked about on the Saturn. The coolest of all of these is probably Sonic Chronicle, The Dark Brotherhood, which was on the DS in 2008. This was made by BioWare, and it is legit. It is legit a Sonic BioWare RPG.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with that is quality.
That seems really interesting.
That's quality. Yeah, that is amazing.
So we're not saying the Sonic necessarily is bad just because it's bad. You can still do good things with the IP.
You can, but they haven't done this. As evidenced by 2003, Sonic Heroes, 2005, Shadow the Hedgehog. Remember when they tried to make Sonic into a badass and they created Shadow?
Yes.
And they gave him guns?
Because he didn't have enough 90s attitude as it was.
I hate that I'm pointing to the TV every 5 seconds. This is going to be a bitch to edit. In 2006, the biggest travesty of all was Sonic the Hedgehog. They've relaunched it. Just called Sonic the Hedgehog, and now we just call it Sonic 06. Just to remind everybody.
Right, it's not the original.
It was not the original, and it is bad. It starts off with the CG cutscene that looks like it's out of Final Fantasy, and then Sonic shows up looking nothing like the other characters. Mm-hmm. It is the weirdest. It's. I don't know. It makes my stomach turn a little bit.
Well, I mean, but that's a time-tested tradition in media. It's like, okay, we've run this franchise to the ground. You know, we're making garbage again. What do? We relaunch it. Well, let's reboot it. Spider-Man, I'm looking at you.
We are looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times has that been rebooted?
This week.
Right? After Sonic 06, we had 2007 on the Wii, Sonic and the Secret Rings. I don't want to talk about it. 2008, Sonic Unleashed.
It just hurts too much.
I think Sonic Unleashed was the one with the werehog. Remember that? That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
2009, Sonic and the Black Knight. This was a storybook Sonic game. Still played like the rest of them. Mm-hmm. Garbage. 2010, Sonic Colors, which, in all fairness, not horrible. 2010 also gave us what we all thought was going to be Return to Form. Finally, a 2D Sonic again.
Yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog 4. A proper Sonic the Hedgehog game. They called it 4. I know, they should have called it 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it was downloadable only. Sonic the Hedgehog game, 2D, looks very much like the original Genesis games, but now in big glorious HD on your Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Episode 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 came out in 2010. Episode 2 came out in 2012. Let me tell you something about this game up here. Oh, I hate myself. This did not control like a Sonic game, and that was its biggest downfall. like somebody was like, oh, I can make a 2D Sonic game, no problem, and they forgot to play the originals to make sure it felt like them.
Yeah, it's a basic formula, but if you screw it up, it's Sonic moves fast. If he moves fast, you need to be able to control him.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's going to be in a lot of cases, he's going to move faster than your eyes can track. Literally, and you're relying on muscle memory to be able to say, okay, if I charge through here, he's going to land there. Great, but if the controls are not responsive, then you're just going to be doing a lot of running into bad guys and losing all your rings and sadness.
Which even as good as I said Sonic Advance was, the first one definitely struggled with those things. There were poor enemy placement, and there were these spikes that you always landed on, and it just the whole thing felt like a death trap. They did kind of fix those, true, but they did kind of fix that in Advance 2 and 3. So credit where credit's due. So, and then Sonic Generations in 2011. People say this is good. I don't believe it. I at least played the demo. I know that, and this was I don't get it. Then there's all these Sonic racing games, and God, you know what? I just don't. Nope.
You didn't mention my favorite Sonic knockoff. Wasn't there a Sonic and Mario at the Olympics?
Oh God, yeah. So this is not a comprehensive list of all the Sonic games,
which is crazy.
I didn't mention Sonic the Fighters. That was an arcade fighting game. Yep. I mean, there are in there. I didn't mention a ton of Game Gear games. There were Master System games. I definitely missed quite a few. There are Sonic Rise of Lyric, Sonic Boom, I think, is Rise of Lyric. There's one on the 3DS and there's one on the Wii U, and all not very good. There are 2 new announced Sonic games that are coming out relatively soon, next year or two. One is actually by Sonic Team. I just don't care. And the fact that people do care. Were you listening? Were you listening? This is proof right here that they've been taking your money for years and just giving us shit. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, these are popular because, like you said, these are games people played when they were kids. So there's a lot of nostalgia factor. It's like, oh, I remember Sonic. I remember playing this when I was a kid. I want to play it now. But you know what? I was John Hodgman, comedian. He's got a great podcast. John Hodgman. Yeah. Yep. In one of the episodes of Judge John Hodgman, he pointed out something that I never kind of realized: nostalgia. Okay, so the suffix GIA means pain. So if you have neuralgia, it means you have pain in your neurons.
Oh, wow.
You pain in your nerves. Nostalgia isn't some nice feeling. Nostalgia is pain. It's specifically pain of things from the past. It's pain of remembrance. So we get that, that feeling isn't a good feeling. That feeling is something that you've grown past and things aren't the way they were anymore.
You miss and you can't get it back.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's the important part. You can't get it back. Those were great memories. Okay? But you can't count on those great memories. Great, it has Sonic plastered on it, but if it's a bad game, it's a bad game.
Yeah. And these are what people forget all the time is that video game companies are corporations. Their specific intent, their goal in life is to make money. Right. And so if they can keep making money by putting the name Sonic on everything and you keep buying it, then that's what they're going to keep doing. And we're just going to end up with trash. You have to vote with your wallet. You have to stop buying the trash. You have to do what Des does sometimes and wait. And you have to take a stand. Otherwise, they'll never get the message that we're not going to put up with this anymore.
Well, they'll absolutely get the message. They'll get the message is we'll buy anything that has Sonic's face on it.
Yeah.
That's the message that they're getting.
Yeah. It's like the Simpsons disease. Remember when the Simpsons were plastered on every single thing on the face of the planet?
I do.
When I was 12, you couldn't buy a backpack, a lunchbox. You couldn't buy underwear. You couldn't buy, anything. You couldn't buy a house without the Simpsons logo on it.
Yeah. And you could buy a Simpsons house. That happened. Well, no, they won in the contest, but.
I know that I get angry about that. I hate wasting money. I hate when I see people wasting money. There are a lot of Sonic fans out there. There's probably some Sonic fans listening right now. I want your side of these things. Like, if some of these games that I listed, if some of them I just ranted about and just kind of blasted through and said these are garbage, if any of them happen to be some of your favorite games, leave us a message below. I want to see in the comments. I'd like to get a better representation of the general public. I want to see who out there still loves these Sonic games. And if you think that they're good, then I'm glad you're getting enjoyment out of them. For the purpose of this episode, I'm calling them average or below average at best.
And the important thing is, I mean, we're not saying they're bad just because they're Sonic any more than they're good just because they're Sonic.
I want Sonic to be good.
Yeah, we should just, look at the game based on what the game is.
Right. All right. Here's the deal.
Yes.
We've only covered half of what we wanted to talk about. Wow. And we are
someone who's passionate about Sonic.
Yes. Sorry, my bad. I'm glad you're not more passionate about Halo, or we wouldn't have gotten anywhere. So we're just gonna say right now, this is part one. Part 1 of 2. And no, only 2 parts. So next week, tune in for the second half of this episode, because we have more to talk about. We have games that people are going to buy no matter what. Mm-hmm. And we'll probably still be wearing the same clothes, because Des doesn't have a change here. No. This is my bedroom.
Actually, these are the only clothes I own anymore.
And in all fairness, I'm not changing either. And I live here. So come back next week. Talk to us in the comments. Let us know, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Yeah, for Gaming Without Pearl, I'm Brian Paul.
I'm Dezrah.
And we'll see you next week.